All right, so you should see it in a few minutes or within 30 seconds. So just type in founding players.
Oh, you'll see it.
So you should see it in a few minutes. All
Yes.
right, within few minutes. All right, within 30 seconds.
Oh no.
So just type in founding players. All right, so just mute your
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mute it. Okay. How do I? I type. How do you chat? Why is it not letting me chat with it?
All right, Kyle, you ready?
Yeah. I just can't find the chat.
Oh, type in founding players. FOUNDING.
Yeah, like I'm on the live, but I just can't. How you chat with? Like, how do you go on the chat?
Oh, when you click it, just click where it says
Because I see share, save, report, but I do not see chat.
Yeah, you should see. All right, let me come out of it and tell you exactly. So I'm clicking it right now. Chat public. It should say chat public as Kyle. If you're on under your name, you should see an area where it says chat public as Kyle. Did you click on the live to bring up the video?
Yeah, I have the live.
Yeah, so you should see where you don't see my comments.
I don't know why. It's probably because I'm on this iPad. Oh, I gotta go on a laptop.
All right. Well, all right. Let's get started then. In the meantime, you can try and figure that out. But let's get into it a little bit.
All right, cool.
So tell me, Kyle. Before we get into it, let me just introduce myself. I'm Savon Smith. I'm founder of Savon's Academy Stars, which is in Royal Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. I do the basketball program for the city. I'm the founder of that organization, and I'm the founder of this organization called Founding Players. It's named Founding Players, named after 6 guys that I started the basketball program with. So I'm giving them, a lot of credit, for the opportunity that them and their parents has given to me to be able to build a basketball program and then turn around and, name this organization Founding Players Teaching Financial Literacy. So we're going to be on this channel, we're going to be talking a lot about investments, and being on the stock market is, a way to invest as well. So we're going to be talking a lot about the stock market, as well as, buying a home, investing in a home, just, making sure that we plan our future and invest wisely. That's basically what it is, managing your money and things like that. Okay. All right. So Kyle, a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kyle, 22 years old. I'm enrolled in Palm Beach State College. I currently work at Nissan dealership. Major right now is engineering. That's about it.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that you played, basketball.
So, I did play for your foundation. Do it.
Yeah, you play for the foundation. I haven't mentioned this foundation, but I'm a helpful guy. So basically what I did was, I'm from Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. And as I said, the program is in Royal Palm Beach, so that's a city within West Palm Beach. So I moved down to Fort Lauderdale, and the commute, was, call it an hour to go back and forth. So what I wanted to do was build another program close to where I was living. Being that I moved to Fort Lauderdale, I said, you know what, let me build a program down in Fort Lauderdale as well. So I built a program called DIF, Foundation. The reason why I called that organization DIF, Do It Foundation, is because it takes 21 days, to form a good or a bad habit. So I called it 21 day, Do It Foundation. So basically, I was using basketball to say, for instance, if you wanted to work on layups, if you did that for 3 weeks, you would become very good at layups. If you wanted to shoot the ball well, you do that for 3 weeks, and you would eventually be able to shoot the ball pretty well. Now, of course, it takes more work than that, but within those 3 weeks, you can form a good or bad habit. So if you had a bad habit of not shooting the ball well and you wanted to fix it, it'll take you 3 weeks to correct it, as long as you stay with it. So that's why I named that organization DIF, Do It Foundation, because it was basically just do it. No questions asked, just do it. If you want to play ball and you want to just do it, that's it. And the next thing I use also for Savants Academy Stars, when we play basketball, a lot of those teams, they used to press a lot, which, they full court press you so you could turn the ball over, because a lot of people don't really work on fundamentals. So if you can't dribble well, they're going to pressure you so you could lose the ball and they score really quickly. So a lot of the teams in travel ball, 80% of them was way better because they pressure you and turn you over, so, oh, well, then I got that wrong. Sorry. Majority of the teams were bad. So 20% of the teams were really good. And what they would do is pressure you. Give me a second, please. Well, Kyle, you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, no, I had gotten a call, so I had to take it right quick.
No, that's fine.
Hold on. 1 second. Just trying to get my other self back. There I am.
Yeah, I see.
Hold on. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I believe I was where I was saying it takes 21 days, 3 weeks to form a good or bad habit. So that's how I came up with DIF, Do It Foundation. You know, I still have some of those shirts, which is the organization that you played for.
Yeah,
But
I still.
you say you still do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it. Chance probably got in his closet.
Yeah, I see you guys. Hey, you got to keep the memories alive, you know? So, being that I gave you guys the idea of 3 weeks to form a good or bad habit, where most of the time we want that good habit, you know, but I'm just letting anybody know that if you want to keep your bad habits, you know, it happens quickly. 3 weeks, and if you keep practicing that bad habit, it's going to be bad. But if you want to practice good things, then 3 weeks, you know, and we'll get back to that as far as the stock market goes, to where you can take those 3 weeks to improve yourself and keep it going from there. But the basketball program in Palm Beach, I had this thing because of the pressure that some of these teams used to apply to make you turn the ball over. I had a slogan, turn it over to the rim. I don't know if you remember seeing that shirt where it said, turn it over to the rim. So what I would do is tell the players, shoot the ball. I had everybody running and gunning, shoot the ball instead of turning it over. I said, even if you was at the other end of the court and you had nowhere to go, shoot the ball. You see Steph Curry shooting half court shots, right? So, hey, shoot it. It's better than turning it over. If you can't shoot it, throw it down at the other end. Throw it at the rim. And they wouldn't literally do that, but just the concept, just the fact that I gave them that idea to say, you know what, rather than turning the ball over closer to your basket, I would rather you throw it down at the other end of the court and prepare yourself to play defense. It's better than turning it over right there.
And they're right at the rim.
They're right at the rim already. They get in there 2 points. So I said it's better for, if you can't throw it anywhere close to one of your open guys to get it down, throw it down there. Because if they catch it way down at their basket, now they got to come to you and you're prepared to play defense. But with that concept that I gave them, they never did that. What they did was, okay, so if I can't throw the short passes till I get down to my court, then I'm going to throw the long ball to some of our tall guys that can jump and get it. And what I did was I spread the court, always had a guy in the middle, and always had two guys on the wing. That way they just run down and come back to the ball. So it all worked out. You know, so if we were going to turn it over, it was going to be at their end of the court. You know, so listen, man, I strategized. You know, I strategized. So I'm glad I'm mentioning that because it's the same way I treat the stock market. I strategize. You know, I know you haven't started investing yet, but stock market is like life. When you're up against the wall, you pretty much have to figure out, how do I get out of this situation? You know, what's the best way I go about this situation? You know, so when I coached, I had to figure out, how do I not turn the ball over? I had to figure out the organization that you play for. I had to figure out, what do I do to make these guys learn fast? And it was a 3-week plan. Learn to do a layup, learn to dribble, learn it all in 3 weeks. Then the rest is up after that. We built the foundation by focusing. So on the stock market, is the same thing. It's like, once you find out what is going on in the world, and you just say to yourself, all right, let me write down what's going on. Always take your notes. Always write things down. Because if you see it, eventually 3 weeks later, you keep writing, you're just gonna see it and you're gonna live it. You know? So with the COVID, I was able to sit and be home, just like majority that was home when there was a lockdown. I was able to sit and say, you know what, I'm not gonna waste this time. I'm gonna use this time to capitalize on educating myself. And that's what I did. So now when I'm educating myself, all of my good habits from back when I was growing up came right back to me. and I was able to kind of master the stock market. And I say master because what you believe is what you get. So if I feel like I master something, I'm going to do great at it.
It's a mindset thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I believe I mastered it. Give me 1 second. Somebody's trying to come in. I'm not sure who this is. I'm not sure who is coming in.
What, a random?
No, I don't think it's random. They have the link. I'm not sure who is iPhone. But yeah, so just getting back to what, I was saying to you. I just try to master it. And based off of what's going on around us, I figure I couldn't go wrong because it's a no-brainer. I remember when I was coaching my team and everybody always had a cell phone in their hand. And I'm like, y'all gonna dribble the cell phone? I'm like, yo, you're on a basketball court. Can you put that phone away? They look at me like, yo, coach, it's a new generation, man. We want to dribble the phone. I'm like, it's impossible to dribble the phone. I'm like, I thought you guys told me you want to make it to the NBA. It's like, you don't make it to the NBA dribbling the phone. What they going to do? Start dribbling phones in the NBA? That's how much, young kids was into their phone. It's like they always ready for a text, watching a text, looking out for a call, showing each other something on the phone, Twitter, IG, all this stuff, just distracted by the phone. So I used to complain about it. And then I say, you know what? I'm going to have to meet these guys halfway. I'm going to have to get them to lock in for a minute. Then maybe on a break, y'all can go look at your phones in a break. And did I want to do that? No. I'm there to focus on basketball. Go do your phone on your own time. But once you give a kid a break, they can do what the heck they want to do. That's their break. So we had to make it work. So now I'm going to practice after complaining all the time about not using your phones and are you going to dribble the phone? I'm going to practice with my phone. I'm not dribbling it, but I got my phone in my hand now because you know what? It rubbed off on me. The darn kids always on their phone, and it rubbed right off on me where I developed that habit of having a phone in my hand too.
It rubbed off on you.
So you know what they say to me? Coach, put your phone away.
Yeah. I think I remember us telling you that too. I think we used to tell you that too. I'm not gonna lie.
Coach, why you always on your phone?
You always used to always be on that phone.
Oh Lord. Hey, but the funny thing is, I'm on the phone a lot too because the funny thing, I used to use it against them. They try to use it against me, and I try to use it against them. So when you see me on my phone, but talking about the program in Palm Beach, if I'm on the phone, it was either like I used to throw it right back in their face. I was talking to your mother. That's your mother asking if you made it to practice. So even though I was on the phone, it was because I was doing business on the phone. So I never used the phone for unnecessary things. It was mainly because of business. And I try to tell them, listen, you guys are on the phone because you're clowning. You're showing off things. You're wasting time, actually. I'm on my phone, same phone you got. I'm okay with the phone. We had beepers, now we got phones, so I'm cool with that. But I'm managing my time wisely where I'm on the phone, not just fooling around showing coaches, yo, look at Twitter and look at IG. Oh, you seeing what this person say? I'm not doing that. I'm actually working for you guys on the phone. So there's a difference. See what I'm saying? I'm not coming to practice talking to a girl on my phone while I'm supposed to be coaching. So there's a difference. So the reason I'm stating that is because a lot of people don't really focus. 85% of the population, they're not focusing on what's really going on. If you notice with the COVID, a lot of people are scientists. A lot of people are trying to figure out what's going on, with the COVID. We speculate, but we don't really know. But you know who knows?
Yeah.
The people that the governments, they know, but we speculate. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but we speculate. And sometimes, you do have to use your brain and think what's happening, and you might be onto something, but you can't be 100% that you're onto something. So what I did was I said, I don't really know, but one thing I know for sure is we're going to need vaccines. So I'm not going to get caught up into the fact that people are running around saying they don't want to take it. That doesn't concern me whether I want to take it or not, because what's happening, COVID is here. It's here on planet Earth, and I'm not going to waste time complaining about whether or not I'm going to take the vaccine, because the world is actually built around money. So what are they going to do from a situation like this? Make money. Why do we have doctors? Why do we have lawyers? And those are the things that we have to pay attention to and invest in. So I believe a lot of people got their eyes open when COVID came to be, which is why a lot more people now wants to invest, because COVID kind of opened people's eyes to say, you know what, maybe I should be investing, because I know there's people making money in such a tough time. And that's basically what opened up a lot of people's eyes. So it been opened up my eyes, where I just said, I have to invest. And I started. And once I started, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice the things that I used to do and stop doing them, or do a little bit of it and do more investing. Because I gave away a lot. I helped a lot of people. So I had to take a step back and say, you know what? All of what I gave away, yeah, I helped a couple people and I made them better. But what did I do to make myself better? It's a good blessing to be able to help you, Kyle, to use basketball as a tool to become a grown man, but at the end of the day, when you get older, you're still going to be in school like you are. You're still going to get your job. It's your life that you're living, and I helped you along the way. But you want to be able to know that Coach Savon, who helped you, is okay as well. You don't want me to help you and I don't have anything for myself.
Correct.
Yeah, and believe it or not, a lot of people do that. It's like you help somebody along, but you don't really have anything for yourself. Holla, poorer people. Poorer people give away. So you know what happens when you go to invest in the stock market? If your stock goes down, you're ready to pull your money out because you need it. If your rent is $2,000 and you put $2,500 and you say, you know what, I'm going to try to double it, and the stock don't work out the way you wanted it to work out, and it's going the opposite way, and it goes down to 1,500, you're going to take that money because you need it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the poor people is investing money that they really don't have. So we're going to have to get to a place where we actually have money that we can afford to lose. Because when you invest in the stock market, you should leave, let's just say you put $100 in. You should be able to leave that $100 and not worry about it. If you make $2,000 a month, you got a budget to where you say, okay, I'm going to invest $100 this month. And that $100 cannot be touched. It shouldn't be touched. let's use, if you put that $100 in the bank is going to take your $100 and lend it to a bunch of people. And they're going to pay interest on your money that you put in the bank. And they're going to also invest your money. Your $100 is going to be more than $100, trust me. Even if it goes down to 80 for the bank. And chances are it's not going to do that because they're going to collect interest on loaning out your money. And they know exactly where to put your money. They know the game. You know, so don't think for 1 minute that you put money on the stock market and it's just going to go your way. It's most likely going to go the big way. And what I mean by that is the big companies, the governments, is going to most likely go their way. Now, you as a smaller investor have to figure out which way by researching to know the ins and outs of the stock market. So I give an example, like for me right now, I'm doing well on the market and I lost, well, I can't, let me stop saying loss. I was down 7,000 and change in the last couple of days. 7,000 and change. Now I'm sitting there like, time to buy some more. You know, 7,000 and change, but I'm still wanting to put more money in on it coming down. Because I know
on new stocks, right? Or same stocks.
Same stocks and possibly new stocks, but same stocks. Because the more shares you have of that stock is the more money you're gonna make. So let's just say I bought a stock at $1 and it went to $30 and it came back down to $15. That means my account dropped from $30 back down. Let's use 30,000 back down to 15,000. So imagine going from $1,000 to $30,000 and back down to $15,000. Most people who don't have the money, who gain that type of money, is probably going to take that money. And nothing is wrong with that. You can actually sell when that thing goes to 30,000. If you invest 1,000 and it goes to 30,000, yeah, you know, you can take your profit. That's cool. But I'm giving an example of what I do. If I put in that 1,000 and it goes to 30,000, and then the stock dropped back down to 15, so I drop back down to 15,000, I'm still leaving my money. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling anybody to do this. You know, we're just having a conversation. I'm trying to explain what I do. So it doesn't mean that I do this for every stock. I'm just using this as example, and I might not do the same thing with another stock. And the reason why I will let it go to 30,000 and watch it drop back down to 15,000 is because I know the potential of the stock. I know where it's possibly going to go, and I'll give examples. So now when it comes, remember I bought it at $1. So let's just equal that to $1,000. I bought it at $1. So for it to go from $1 to 30, back down to 15, am I really losing? I'm not.
Because it might go back up, because it has a chance to go back up, right?
Yeah. So now I may buy more at 15, or I'll just sit there and chill. Because I'm already winning big time. When do I need to worry? When it goes right back down to 1,000 that I invested. But again, you got to believe in the stock.
Okay, so you would, if you lose, say if it goes down to 30, then it goes down to 15, you would lose and you would still keep your money in there.
No, you're not losing because you're up. You put in 1,000. You're not losing because you're up. Remember, you put $1 and you turn it into $30. So when you turn it into $30, comes down
Right.
to $15. You're
Yeah,
$14 up.
you're right. You're not losing, but you're not losing, but you lose your 30,000 to 15,000.
No, you don't lose.
Uh,
That's because the stock rose. You don't lose. You're not. You just stock just went down.
mm,
Now, if you needed the money and you believe, then again, it may be a stock that it went as far as it can go, $30. Maybe it wasn't even projected to go there, and it went there. So in that case, if you know your stock very well, you might want to sell, take your profit, and run.
you're wrong.
Yeah. So if you put in $1 and it goes to $30, again, equal 1,000 to 30,000. And it drops down and it don't drop down to 15. The minute you see that it goes to 30,000, sell and say peace and find another stock. Because you just made $29,000 from $1,000. Take it and run. So I'm saying this because you have to understand where you're going. Where do you want to go with certain stocks that you're buying? And the reason I say pay attention to what's happening, I'm going to use one company, for instance. It's called, the ticker symbol is MARA, Mara, Marathon Digital. It was Marathon Patent, now it's Marathon Digital. Okay? So what Mara is, they mine cryptocurrency, currencies, not just one, currencies. Okay, so I'm of the belief in my book, in my mind, in my brain, I'm of the belief that this company is going to be around for a while and is one of the early birds in what's to be. And it's not even all the way yet. Okay, so that's one of the first, that's like being the first, you have your first child and you have child number 2, child number 3, child number 4. I'm looking at Marathon Patent or Marathon Digital as a big player in the cryptocurrency mining world. And they also keep account of contracts in the blockchain world. So they're not just mining like you mine gold. They dabble in a little bit of everything. So I'm of the belief that that company who I bought under $2, which is now $35, which went to $48, I'm of the belief that this company is going to go way further than where it's at right now, because we didn't reach anywhere yet. Even though we did reach somewhere, for a stock to come from under $2 to be 48 and drop back down to 35, that's a big old gain.
Yeah.
And I have that stock as well as others with the same, that's done the same thing. So if you want to call me a penny stock guru, I'm probably a penny stock guru. You know why? Because of what's happening around us. Out with the old, in with the new. It's no different than when I was telling those kids to put their phone away and they was onto something that I wasn't onto. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like when you got the older folks not listening to the younger generation, the older folks are missing what's going on. So I'm of the belief that you listen, you learn, you notice that technology changes the world. It's like you're gonna keep driving that old car when they coming out with the electric ones. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Got to change with the times. COVID happened. People are staying home. We're on Zoom right now. Zoom was like, let's just say Zoom was $10 and then Zoom went to $500. Oh my God. Can you imagine if you actually used your noggin
Yeah, you're right, because everything happening, everyone is in quarantine, so everyone gotta use Zoom. They've been using Zoom for job interviews and everything.
Yeah. But
So, yeah.
guess Zoom, Zoom passed me because I wasn't locked in just like majority wasn't. So it zoomed past me. So I opened up my eyes and I said, okay, Zoom past me. I'm not letting too many more things zoom past me. You live, you learn. So you got to see what's going on. Because just imagine that if Zoom was $10, when they started lockdown, it was February of 2020 or March, I think, March or April. And they started lockdown. I swear to you, Zoom was probably $10. Zoom went to $500 from $10.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how I wouldn't even think of that either. That's crazy. You really got it.
$10,
That's good.
$10 to 500, almost $500. Dude, if you would have said, let me work this whole year and just keep putting money away, you would have been okay. You probably would have been able to have a pretty good penny. Not probably, you would have. If you would have told, if people was trying to borrow money from you and you would have told them, I ain't giving you no money, they would have had to understand. They would have looked at you like you mean. You would have had to be mean for a couple of years and you would have had some mean money. So a lot of times, man, we got to pay attention to what's happening around us. So while people are sitting there putting things on Facebook, putting things on Twitter about they're not taking no vaccine, Zoom was taken off and they could have invested, including myself. Well, I'm here to tell you it's happening all over again. It may not go to, you may not invest in something that's $10 that may go $500 in such a quick period of time. But, and I'm not saying it's impossible for that to happen, but it's happening right now. It's happening in the digital world, you know, with the cryptocurrencies. It's happening, you know. So we're living a time where there's going to be a lot of people that's going to gain wealth. And I'm one of them. And whoever that's going to be in this group to where we meet on Sundays and I randomly come on just like I'm on with you, I know for sure, I'm putting my hand up, that is happening. I can't even say it's going to happen. It's happening. And right now, we're on the YouTube channel and we don't have a lot of people out there speaking and typing and stuff like that. But I promise you, money talk and bullshit walk.
Once they see the money coming in, yeah, they always gotta see it. Then
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah, but that's why they didn't see Zoom. I didn't see it either, but I
exactly.
know what it is. But I didn't see Zoom, but ain't too much more things zooming past me. And not only am I paying attention, you mentioned you watched back our long video, Testament to You, and you mentioned Alan.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Alan is doing his research. I'm doing my research. We're working together to help ourselves and help others. It's gonna happen. Right now, we're in stocks where we have thousands of shares. Not one, not two, not three, not 10, not 20, not 100, not 200, not 1,000, thousands of shares. You see what happened when you start holding thousands of shares and you get ahead of the game, just like if you would have got ahead of Zoom, your money would have been zooming. That's where we at. At some point, we gonna zoom because we in there.
Thousands of shares in one stock.
More than one. Talk to Alan next time. Alan do his research and so do I. Thousands of shares in more than one stock. That's what the big cheese are doing. They're not buying 1, 2. And I'm not saying don't buy 1, 2. Do you have, you probably don't have that kind of money to buy thousands of shares. So buy what you can buy.
But yeah, but thousands more shares is better profit though. So
Yes, but got to get there, right? It's like that 3 weeks that we talk about. So week number 1, week number 2, you got to get better, better and better, more money. Maybe you're motivated. You just keep on putting more and more and more. I give an example. I have an Uphold account, and it's one of my smallest right now. I put away, well, the limit is $10 in Uphold. I buy crypto, and it's cryptocurrency, by the way. So I buy maybe $50 a day. I put $10 in Cardano. I put $10 in XRP. I put $10 in Bitcoin. I put $10 in Ethereum. And I put $10 in XLM. That's $50. Next week comes, I say, okay, let me put $20 in XRP. And I just keep upping it. By the time I blink, that account, $500. That same $500 that I would have gave to somebody who said, yo, I need to borrow $200. Yo, I need to borrow $50. And I say, I ain't got it. Now I can see my money in Uphold, extra money. Because I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms and exchange where you can buy stocks. I got Robinhood, I got Webull, which is what you're gonna learn. Don't just have one app, you're gonna get them all. Invest from them all. Now you might say, where am I gonna get all this money? Don't worry about that. Where do you get all the money when you buy the shoes that you really don't need? When you buy the clothes that you really don't need? When you go to the party that you didn't really need to go to? When you bought the car that you really didn't need? That's how you're gonna do it. On different platforms. Don't question yourself. Tell yourself what you're gonna do, because that's what the rich folks is doing. They don't question where they're going, they just go. So trust me when I tell you, little by little, you can become a millionaire from little by little. I promise you. You're not gonna have no control over good stocks. You're just gonna have to just know that they're good stocks. You can't stop them. Even when they go down, you can't stop them. Especially when those stocks are what's happening right now. Let me ask you this, you gonna eat your cereal without milk? Some people do, but you gonna eat your cereal without milk?
no, I use milk.
Use milk. You use sugar?
If it's Frosted Flakes.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying in general, you use sugar?
No, not really.
So you're not a sugar guy? All right. You use bread?
Cereal?
Bread. No. I'm off cereal.
Oh,
You use sugar. Do you use bread?
yeah, I eat bread.
Okay. You eat eggs?
Yeah.
You drink water?
Yeah, that's all I drink, water.
Okay. So the point I'm making is all of those things that you continue to use week after week, those are necessities. Is party a necessity?
No.
Sneakers?
No.
Some of this clothes that Michael Jordan made, Kobe Bryant, and all these other people made, those are necessities? Exactly. So invest in stocks that is changing the world, stuff that people need. Invest in that. When you go searching for where do I invest on the stock market, find what people is using, down to video games you can invest in. Kids are playing, if they come out with a new app right now that catches people's attention, invest in it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's Facebook all over again. It's Twitter all over again. That's it. It's a no-brainer. It becomes like milk, sugar, necessities. You can't, I couldn't stop. Yo, the kids said they wanted to make it to the NBA. Guess what? They still brought their phone. They still thought the phone was like the best thing since sliced bread, better than the NBA. But they just say they want to make it. But the phone was so important. What's the phone doing right now? You can invest from it. The future is what it's about. You can invest from your phone. They don't have to bounce no basketball. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So if you grab a hold of this technology or the changes that's happening, but you be smart with it, you can be wealthy. But some people aren't becoming wealthy with the opportunities that we have because they're wasting time. And I'll give example. If you're gonna be on IG for likes instead of going on IG not for likes, but to educate about yourself, where you're trying to go, what is it that you're doing that's making a difference in your life that's going to make a difference in other people's lives instead of just liking. Like doesn't get you nowhere. It gets you likes. That's it. Gotta look past the likes. Because I even use this as example. I'm successful in my program. How many people like my program? I don't care. I don't care nothing. It's like if you didn't give me 1,000,000 likes, I'm still making money.
Mm.
My likes did not get me no money. I don't even hardly post on IG. Nothing I do because it don't give me no money. You know, some people have success by getting those likes and eventually they blow up, but you can't be like everybody else. If there's a great looking girl on IG, you like her picture, I like her picture, a whole bunch of people like her picture, and so on and so on, and then she gets 1,000,000,000 likes. Great for her. But can everybody get that?
Mm-hmm.
But we got a lot of people running around thinking they can. That's a waste of time. You have to realize, in other words, if I'm on IG and I realize that I'm trying to get likes and I see that I'm not really getting no likes, I may try and try and try and try. But ding, 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 gotta wake up and be like, yo, I gotta change the course because they ain't liking me like that. It's like a funny guy and not a funny guy. It's like I can't be as funny as that guy. So I can't be doing what Eddie Murphy do. I'm not funny like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd be surprised how many people is following what they see because they think they can make the same money that the other person is making and they on the internet to follow people, and that's what's happening. So it's the same thing with the stock market. People aren't taking the time to pay attention to which stock they should actually get in. They're just getting into anything instead of Googling what is happening. Let me put my money into what's happening. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't waste time just putting money into stuff that's not doing nothing for you. And you'd be surprised a lot of people do that. So when you're investing, don't just take my advice. You have to do your own research. And you mentioned Alan. Alan don't just listen to me. I told Alan about OCGN when it was 29 cents. He did his own research on it. And then he came back to me and tell me what else is happening with the stock. And I told him about it. Think about that.
Yeah, he helped you. That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. I told Alan, and he says it all the time on the YouTube here. I told him, I said, everybody is running around worrying about investing in Tesla. Tesla is $800. It was $400. So what? It went to $800. What? You doubled. You went from 400 to 800. Woohoo! How many shares you had? Two.
Mhm.
So you bought Tesla at $400 per share, and you bought two share. So you invested $800, and it turned into $1,600. Seriously, that's one mortgage. And I'm not saying people can't invest in that. That's fine. Invest and you make some money. But there's other stocks out there that's way cheaper than Tesla that's doing the same thing and better than what Tesla is doing. My cousin called me or messaged me about a weed stock, and it was Tilray, a more expensive stock, a more popular stock. And then there's this other stock, small penny stock called SNDL.
I heard of that one.
Okay, well, I told him before it actually happened that Tilray is not going to go up, even though they have the news. They're not going to go up as much as SNDL. Why? Because all of the people out there is going to throw money into the smaller stock and is going to drive it up because people don't actually have that big amount of money to drive up. It's only the rich folks that's going to drive up the other one. So the other, because they could buy more shares. So the other stock, which is bigger, only went up 100%. And guess what? The smaller stock went up 166%.
That's the SNDL, right? That I heard that went up like crazy. A lot of people didn't make a lot of money off that one.
So let's use Moderna, for instance. Moderna is more popular, right? It's more expensive too. So if there's a tiny little company that's making headway and Moderna got some news, and let's just say that company, we know they're doing good and they're coming, I promise you, Moderna will go up 50% and that company will go up 100%. Because more people is investing in hope.
So you basically go for the cheaper one, the ones that are smaller.
It's not just cheaper. They have to be doing something good. That's where the research comes in. You have to tie the knot. So in other words, if Alan came and told me about OCGN and told me that they have great news, or let me use something better. Let's just say there was positive news about the vaccines coming. We are getting more because there's a shortage. So let's just say they say we're getting more vaccines. And let's just say Moderna and BioNTech and Pfizer are the ones that have the vaccines on the market right now. But there's news that more is coming. It's going to drive up Pfizer and Moderna. But the smaller stock going to drive them up too. The news is positive. It's positive.
Because
Now,
it's
I'll give you a quick breakdown. You'd be surprised how a stock can drive up that day. Like, let's just use this for instance. A stock can go from $1 to $30 based off of good news and drop right back down to about $10 in the same day. In the same day. You know why? Because one of the reasons is also because you got day traders, people on the stock market every day who's trying to make money today, quick. And they know what's happening. They know, a lot of times they know the news, and they even drive the stock up. You weren't paying attention to GameStop?
yeah. I've seen GameStop. It went up like twice, right? A lot of people didn't know it was gonna happen again.
Yeah, but just think about that, man. The stock market ain't no joke, man. In life, remember, we're not perfect, so nothing is perfect. You know, I have a stock called SOS that I love, and I know what SOS is supposed to do. But SOS did not do what I know based off of my research that I know it was supposed to do. It didn't do that. Now there's reasons why it didn't do that. There's reasons why it didn't do that.
What didn't go out like you wanted it to?
It didn't, not that I wanted it. It was based off of research and what is happening with cryptocurrency. It was supposed to go up. It was supposed to be, we call that bullish. It was supposed to be going up. And it went up and quickly went the other way. Yep. I'm not, I don't want to say too much, but it quickly went the other way. We don't live in a perfect world, man. Just know that when you invest in something good, stay the course. Don't let nothing drive you out of it. You got, believe in it. Do your
So in other words, you stayed with it. You still stay with it, even though it went down.
It's not where I want it to be, and I'm going to stay with it because I'm using my brain and not my mind. Because my brain, the information in my brain is telling me that ain't nobody running around using cryptocurrencies like that. When was the last time you bought something? Probably today, right?
Yeah, I did buy something today, to be honest.
Did you use Bitcoin?
No.
Okay. Did you use Ethereum?
No.
Okay, so you didn't use crypto, right?
No.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm holding my stocks. Most of my stocks has to do with the new technology. Okay, and I'm holding them because you're not buying nothing in crypto yet. Across the world, people are. Some people out there are, but I didn't buy nothing in crypto. You didn't. When a lot of people start running around buying stuff in crypto, I'll know when to sell my stocks. I'm not even selling all of them. So in other words, if I have 1,000 shares of SOS, probably selling 500, probably selling half of it, and I will keep 500 or maybe keep 300. I don't know what I'll sell yet, but let's just say I had 1,000 and I'll sell some. I'm not selling it all. That would be stupidity of me because it would be Google all over again. You don't know what the future holds really. So you got to be in it to win it. So Google is like what? Amazon. Amazon is like $3,000 a share. That's crazy. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So what if SOS ever go? I'm just using it as example, not saying it will. I don't think it will go that high, but I'm just saying I'm using it as example. Now, what if SOS went to $3,000 and I sold that 1,000? Then I missed out on 2,000. I would rather take some profit when it went to 1,000, and even if I left 100 shares, I would still make a pretty good penny.
When it went up to 3,000, when it goes up to 3,000, right?
So I leave it there in case. And guess what? If it goes down to zero, I say thank you. I made my money anyway.
Yeah.
That's like winning. That's like winning $30,000, and you just say, you know what? Let me leave 1,000 and take 29, just in case it decides to go again. And if it go again, you get some more money. If
and you took them out, and you still leave some in.
All right, peace out to my 1,000. You know, so just some information, man. When you're doing your research and you buy good stocks, try not to sell all of them. All your shares is what I mean. I'm no advisor. I'm just telling you, do your research and invest, but make wise decisions. Remember, it's an education. You got to educate yourself in life. Basically what we're doing every single day, and educate yourself well enough to where you can make great decisions. You know, the easy thing is for me to say, hey, let me share my stocks with you. The hardest thing is to take the time to do the research and not just listen. And as I tell you, we have a great group, and we are going to be successful, through investing, but don't just count on me. You want to be as good as me, probably even better. Ed, which is one of my business partners, told me about the stock market and got me involved. And now I'm on the stock market a lot more than he is. And I probably understand it. I'm not even gonna say probably. I understand it a lot more than he does right now.
Yeah, and that's how I want to be. That's exactly how I want to be.
Yeah.
Trying to be as good or not better than you.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like when I taught my son how to play basketball. I didn't teach him how to play basketball for him to be below me. It's like when you have your child, you want them to be better than you. If you don't want them to be better than you, then don't have them. I learned how to do things to be great. And once I'm there at that greatness, why would I not want my offspring to be greater than me? I don't want to be the best over my kid. I want to be best over you. You're not my kid. But my kid, no, I want him to be better than me. Now, if you have the drive and you're not my kid, then yeah, I want you to be better than me. But you gotta have the drive. If you don't have the drive, you ain't gonna be better than me. I don't want you to be, because you don't got the drive. So whether blood or not, if somebody shows you that they want to be better than you, then by all means, show them all you know so they can be better than you. That's it. But hey, let's get into a couple plays that you can look at. SOS, and I'll type it in here. SOS is
So, all right.
SOS. Give me a second, Kyle.
Okay.
I'm gonna read something before I give you these. All right, Kyle, you there?
Yeah. Hello?
All right. So here we go. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purpose only. This video is not financial advice. You can lose money investing into the stock market. You are liable for any losses that you incur from investing in the stock market. I shall not be held liable for any losses you may incur while investing or trading on the stock market. Contact a licensed financial professional in your area for professional advice. Yeah. So good people and Kyle, invest at your own risk, because I am just sharing information of plays that I'm involved in, but do your own research and invest at your own risk. All right, so I'm sharing with you right here, Kyle, a couple things that you can get into. But research them. We do have our group here and we're helping each other, but each and every one of us is doing our own research. And we're not liable for any losses. You'll see them in the chat. And I could also text them to you, but I'm just sharing them in the chat. All right, so who is iPhone? iPhone is just there quiet. Who is iPhone? Hello, who is iPhone?
I forgot iPhone was even there.
Let us know who iPhone is. All right, Kyle, I shared a few in there. I don't know if you see them.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so you know you can check them out and do your own research on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took some notes on the last call. Some of them you were suggesting and Ellen.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah. Research
I got them too.
Yeah, those are stock that I researched and, you know, based off of what's happening, you know, I put them in my portfolio, you know, but they're not my biggest investing stocks. You know, my biggest investing stocks are what I just showed you. Not so much SOS, but FTFT, CAN, and MARA. Those three are my biggest invested stocks. Some of the stocks that I told you about too that got thousands of shares, you know, they're OTC stocks. That's called over-the-counter stocks. So before the companies IPO, we're able to get into some of those stocks before they actually get too popular. You know, so a lot of those stocks you could find for like a penny, pennies, 12 cents, 15 cents, you know, dollar, 80 cents, you know, things like that. So again, the more shares you can buy, you know, the better. So when you do your research, you know, you're able to find, you know, stocks. That's how I was able to find Mara, you know. So I'm telling you about stocks that I found that was under $2, you know, under $1. You know, vaccine company OCGN. I was able to get that company 29 cents, you know, and they
And
went
then went up.
to $18 and bought them at 29 cents. Yep. So, and we do this every single day. Every single day we find an OCGN, we find an MARA, we find an SOS, we find a CAN, and we find an I think I said MARA, and we find an FTFT. That's a great thing about the stock market, man. If you think you miss it, it's coming back again and again and again and again. You know, Zoom went pretty high. Guess what? There's a lot more things that's gonna go do the same thing, man. Same thing. So you want to be part of it, man, instead of not being part of it. So I'm happy that you are going to invest and you're gonna change your life. You know, that's a guarantee. You're going to change your life. And you're going to change your life basically because of what's happening. It's just a no-brainer to not invest. It's a no-brainer. You have to invest at this time. You know, can't tell you how much you're gonna make, but as long as you decide to invest and do your research and we stick to, you know, this group, you're gonna do well. So again, it's gonna be every Sunday. You know, right now, you know, we just on here, you know, kicking it, but we're gonna definitely break down shorter videos, but now is not the time. Right now we're on here, you know, building up some watch hours for the YouTube channel, you know, building up subscriptions. You know, so I'm on here just to talk, to build up some watch hours, you know, but gonna break down some short 60-second videos eventually. And that's why I said eventually, you're gonna see the YouTube channel booming, especially like I mentioned, Money Talk, Bullshit Walks.
It's all about growing.
Yes, sir. A lot of people probably tune out, be like, "Oh, the video is too long." I'm not worried about none of that.
I tuned in the last one. I tuned in the whole hour. It was like an hour and something 40. It was an hour and 40 minutes. I was tuned in.
Yep.
So it's not long for everybody.
And you're a young man, and people's attention span is very short. But at the end of the day, if you want to make a difference in life, sometimes you have to take the time to tune in. And you never know how much you might learn, when you're tuning in. So it's like reading a book. It may be a long book, but the more information you get out of that book, and you probably finish that book, you're gonna know a lot. You don't have to sit there and don't want to finish the book. People make excuses all the time about they don't have time, but in actuality, time don't wait for no one. And you got all the time in the world, but a lot of people just don't utilize it.
You know how to manage time and use time wisely.
Yeah. And time flies when you're having fun. So if I go to watch a movie for 2 hours, it's fun to me. But if I go to listen to someone speak on something that's going to help me, I want to run within 20, not even 20 minutes, within 2 minutes. Most people want to run within 2 minutes.
It is, and it is too. The reason I was just tuned in is just something I was wanting to get into. So I mean, I guess that has to do with it too. If you want to get into it, or if it really amuses you or whatever.
Yeah, which is what we're doing anyway. We only, here's the thing: if we got 10 people that's interested, so be it. Because guess what? If we all make $1 million, that's $10 million. We don't care who watched. Yeah, we don't care who watched, and that's my goal, is to get to $1 million. So I don't care who watched, to be honest. I mean, I can't force people, but I can make us do well. I can make me do well. And I know if I'm doing well, you're going to do well. And I know if you're doing well, I'm going to want to do well, and so on and so on. We're helping each other. So that's what it's about. Yeah, man. So as far as investing the money you have, you deposit some money. So just go through the stocks, that I send you, research them so you have an understanding of them, and do your investment, because I did share with you, but do your own investment. But I can say those stocks that I put right there, SOS is new, and SOS is going to do the same exact thing that FT, and CAN and MARA has done for me. Question, I know you don't know, but I just want to throw the question out there. Which one of those stocks you think is doing the best for me out of all those stocks that I just put on? You already know it's not SOS, it's new. So take a guess between FT, CAN, and MARA. Which one you think is doing my profile the best?
I'm gonna just guess say MARA.
It's doing pretty good for me, but I didn't get as many shares as I wanted to. If I did, let me tell you, it's doing great for me it's doing good for me right now. But Kyle, I can give you this perfect example of, if you stay focused and buy the amount of shares that you need to buy because the stock, don't let nothing stop you. Buy it. Get into as many shares as you can. Because let me tell you, I wanted 1,000 shares of that bad boy. Did not make that goal. And one of the reasons I did not make that goal, too much time worrying about helping other people. Too much time taking my hard-earned money and putting it into others. And sometimes you have to sacrifice carrying somebody else's bag. Because if I didn't carry nobody else's bag,
You would have been up.
no, I would have been a millionaire.
Oh,
One shot.
oh, that. Oh, no.
Listen, I told you I wanted 1,000 shares. I would have zoomed past that. I just told you I have thousands of shares, me and Alan both, of new stocks. But I'm speaking on what's done is done. I'm talking about MARA. To where I know it was going to go, I done told people that. I told my business partners, I have the messages to prove what I was telling people what it's gonna do based off of my research. And I have stocks that's doing that now that I'm telling people what it's gonna do. But I'm just speaking of what's done is done. And when I'm telling you that I would have been a millionaire off of one stock, I'm not kidding, because
Yeah,
that's the outlook that I had.
you already knew, and since you already knew, you was gonna put more shares into it. Since you already knew it was gonna go up. I see what you're saying.
Yep. And today, I would have been a millionaire. No joke. The
Yeah.
stock was that cheap for me to get that many shares to turn me into a millionaire based off of where it's at right now. Because if I didn't have the responsibilities that I had over these last couple of months, knowing who I am, the shares would have been ridiculous based off of my information, because that's how I am. I know how to go all in, but the goodness of my heart, let me tell you. But I learned from that mistakes that you can't let people dictate what you should be doing. And I learned that. So the reason why I told you I have thousands of shares of other stocks is because over the last 2 months, maybe, I just started looking out for myself,
Mm.
especially when people don't tend to appreciate the little that you do for them. Because remember, every little bit adds up. And a lot of times people don't appreciate what you do for them. They want you to carry their bags, but they don't do the necessary things to even make sure you're appreciated for what you do. And I realized that you have to really stop doing for people who don't appreciate what you've done for them. Or even if they appreciate, they don't know how to show it. It's not something that they learn. It may not be their faults, but they haven't really learned it. And you can't waste time with people who haven't learned that if someone is stepping up and helping you, they don't have to do it. They're doing it out of the greatness of their heart. And I'm saying it because it's all lesson learned. But for anybody out there that's listening, man, if you have a goal, you got to stick to your plan and get there, because other people will take you off your plan. And fortunate for me, I'm into a bunch of different plays that overall is doing my portfolio very well. But I'm not exactly happy that I missed an opportunity. And I'm not exactly happy because I've been doing that giving away stuff for a long time. So it's not just this recent one that I miss, MARA. I realize that I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, giving away time and money. And it needs to be invested in myself. Now, when you get to where you got to go, then you still have to break down who you're giving your time, energy, money, and commitment to as well. Because I realize a lot of people just don't give two damns about anybody else but what they can get. And they're not thankful for it. And I know a lot of people have this in their lives. I did fundraising, for the program. You did fundraising and you saw it for yourself. I'll call it what it is. If you were in front of Publix collecting donations and a rich guy walked by, he may look at you like, what are you doing? I'm not giving you nothing. If a middle class person walked by, he may kind of do the same thing going in the store. And then when he walking out the store, he may give you the change.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they used to do.
Yeah. So I'm speaking it like it is. You did this too. You did the fundraiser. And then a poor person walks in the door, and before you could even ask them to donate, they're giving you $5, $10, $20, and they don't even have it like that. A lot of poor people tends to be kind, but they're usually taken for granted. But they give away the shirt off their back a lot of times. Probably because they understand what the struggle is, and when they see somebody doing something, they want to help. So a lot of poor people do help, and I'm not telling people don't help. And I received those help. But what I'm saying is we need to revamp, we need to look, pay attention to what we're putting our money into. We can still give, but we want to make sure that we're giving and making sure that the persons or people that we're giving to well appreciates it. We can't just be given because we're going to feel, eventually, you're not going to want to give. And you want to give consistently. I don't want to be giving something to someone and have to rethink it because it messes it up for the next person. If I give you something and you take it for granted, even if I did that for 20 years and I let you take advantage of me for 20 years, and in my 21st year, I'm like feeling bad about it because I maybe have nothing much to show, but you have everything to show because I've given to you somebody else, and you took everything everybody gave to you and you made something of yourself from people given to you. And I was one of them. So now in the 21st year, you're like, man, I can't do that no more. So now you stop giving to people, which is not a good thing. Now you become probably mean. And that's not a good thing because you was given, now you stop giving because of how people treated you. So now it messes it up for somebody else or for other people. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that guy. I want to, it'll be like when people get money and they change. I don't want money to change me. So if I have to sacrifice not giving, it's not going to be because somebody pissed me off and made me not want to give no more. I'm sacrificing now with giving, not because somebody pissed me off, but because I want to get to where I'm going. So now when I have the money, I'm able to do like the people with the money do. What are you going to do with it? Why do I need to give you $1,000?
They used to, when fundraising, some of them used to ask too, yeah. Like, what are you gonna do with it? And they used to question it. They used to question everything. Yep. They did.
Oh, the reason why I'm going over this with you, you're taking the right steps. And in order for you to invest and gain wealth, you're gonna have to sacrifice how much you've given of yourself to people who don't appreciate what you do for them. So along the way, if you're gonna give to someone, just make sure that they one hand wash the other. So if you give somebody $10, what are they giving you back? Don't have to be $10. But keep people in your life where if you give them something, they're gonna do something in return. Thank you is not enough. Thank you is not enough.
It's not.
No, some people abuse that. Thank you is not enough.
I also say sorry is not enough either. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep, thank you are sorry. Exactly. Everybody use the word sorry over and over and over and over. And they're gonna keep saying sorry because they're gonna keep messing up. So you're right. Sorry is not good enough. Thank you is not good enough. You know, it's just not. Getting married is not good enough. It's like there's more than just getting married. Having a girlfriend is not good enough. There's more to it than that. So, a lot of people don't really take the time to think about what can I do for someone who has done so much for me. And sometimes the small little things really help. And a lot of people just don't do the small little things. So, and again, I'm using this as example to you because investing in the stock market, it takes discipline. And when you don't have a lot of money like that to invest, most of the time it's because you have too many bills or you have a lot of bills or bills, period. And people just make excuses why they can't save, but you actually can just sacrifice. I don't know your situation, but just sacrifice things, man. Before we came on, I asked you how much you can put. You sounded like you wanted to put more, but then you decided to put, the smaller.
Right.
But, and that's not such a bad thing. But as you see, if you see that your stocks are doing well, apply more. And as a matter of fact, when the stocks are in the red, that's a discount. I don't know if you know that.
It's a discount.
Discount. Let me explain it. So don't buy in the green. Buy more in the red. The only time you buy in the green is if you feel like, okay, the stock's going to really, really keep going from where it's at. It's going to really go up. But buy more in the red. If it's, obviously, if you do your research and your stock's in the red, buy in the red. So equal it to go into what's your favorite computer? What's your favorite brand of computer?
Apple.
Okay, so Apple. So on average, how much is an Apple computer?
Probably around 1,000.
All right. So Apple computer, $1,000. So you go into the store and Apple is $1,000 and you bought it. So now when you bought it, you go home and you're enjoying your Apple computer. And then 2 weeks later, you see Apple is $800. And you're kicking yourself in the foot like, man, why couldn't I waited? I could have got this at $800. What? So now you're like, damn. So now Apple goes down 2 more weeks later or a month later to $500. And you're like, oh my God, I bought it at 1,000. Are you serious? I could have bought this for $500. But it's the time that you bought it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the demand made you buy it at a higher price. But if you watch that drop down, you could probably buy two for one. So the lower it drops, the more you can buy. So buy in the red. I'm not a financial advisor, but it makes sense, don't it?
You do.
Buy at a discount. So now when it becomes more of a demand, price may double from 1,000 to 2,000. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yep. So buy at a discount. So if you bought a stock and it goes down, buy more. I give another example. If you got into a stock at $3 and it drops down to $1.50, buy more because you'll be averaging down. Because the lower the stock goes, you're no longer buying it at a $3. You're buying it maybe now $2 because it's averaging down. So the lower it dropped, the better. The more shares you'll have at a lower.
And that's if you know if it's gonna go up too, right? Like if you want to know, but if you think that,
yeah, if you know it's gonna go up, well, if it's a good company, more times than none, it's going to go up. All right, let me ask you this: which direction Apple is gonna go in?
I'm sure I don't think Apple's gonna go down.
And what's the reason?
I mean, everybody who buys Apple.
You see how simple that is? See how simple those answers are? So you know Apple not going nowhere, right?
Yeah.
When do you have to worry about Apple going down? Based off of what you just said, you know Apple is not going anywhere. That's confidence in Apple, because you know everybody love their Apple iPhone, their Apple computer, their Apple this. They're gonna make Apple cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know they're not going nowhere but up. Even when they go down, what is that called? A discount. So you know they're going up. So my question to you is, when is going to be the time when Apple will fall?
I don't even know.
When Orange come out. When they come out with Orange, and Orange is the new technology.
It gotta be appearance. Gotta be something. Gotta beat it.
Gotta beat it. You get it. Something gotta beat it. Until that, we appling. Until that, we peeling apples, bro. Not oranges. You know what I'm saying? So just look at it like that, man. Roll with what's happening until something else proves it. Next example, fiat currency, money, dollar bills.
Yeah, that's. I need to get more in currency too, crypto.
Yeah. So guess what? Crypto is slapping money. Like, get out of here. It's about to slap that thing out of here.
I've been hearing a lot more about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, slapping it. Get out of here, paper dollar. Move. Get out of here. And guess what? The funny thing is, money been getting slapped for years. When credit cards came out, nobody wasn't carrying money no more like that. Money been getting slapped around for a while now. I guess it's getting punched now by crypto. Gonna be knocked out soon.
Yeah.
Gonna be knocked out, man. So hey, out with the old, in with the new, man. That thing been around too long, man. Yeah, so that's the way to look at things, man, when you're investing. Just look at what's coming, man, what's new. Hey, coronavirus opened up a lot of opportunities, man. Trust me. You don't see everybody running around with masks. So guess what? They got companies coming out with certain. I have to let Alan touch on that. He knows exactly what's going on with the company that's making those masks. That's the company that we got thousands of shares in, by the way.
A company that's making masks.
They're not just making masks. They're doing a lot with the mask. It ain't just throwing this no mask. They're doing a lot. When I tell you about this world, got so much to offer that people don't even know about. It's like you sit there thinking, okay, COVID, bad situation. I'm tired of masks. Don't want to wear a mask. You'd be surprised how this thing is here to stay. You know, this thing is here to stay. In the mind is a terrible thing to waste. There were people in other countries been wearing masks to keep germs away, to
The
protect,
germophobic people.
yeah, to protect themselves. So guess what? COVID basically brought it here to where it may never go completely away. It may never go completely away to where people just gonna be wearing masks to not just because of COVID, but for protection.
Yeah, because not everyone's gonna think it's all gone or it's all over.
Yeah. So this company is tapping into a little further. They go in a little further in the future, like prevention. Remember prevention? They're working on prevention. Some people not gonna want to feel. Some people not gonna feel free enough to just get back to normal. This company is given an opportunity, taking mass to the next level.
Mm.
Yes, sir. So guess what? We in there. we
Yeah, time in. What? What's the company?
I'm not telling you. Nah, Alan touched on it the other day. Alan touched on it the other day. KNOS.
KNOS.
Yeah, he touched on it the other day. Yep. But again, do your own research. But we in there. As I said, we ain't got no ton of people in our chat, but you know what? KNOS gonna make us some money though.
Yeah.
Yeah. KNOS gonna make us them dollars. We on it.
Definitely gotta look into it.
Yep. So sharing this stuff on the channel, man, is a good thing. For those who is actually listening. You know, we instead of giving people money, sometimes giving the knowledge, can make people make the money. You know.
Giving them knowledge, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, man, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 11 o'clock. Tired, but I wanted to come on here and just build up some watch hours and pick it with you. I ain't spoken to you in a little while.
Fine.
And you heard about this because your grandma walked with my mom in the mornings.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that either.
Yeah. Yes, sir. My mom knows that I'm deep in the stock, so I guess she let your grandma know, and your grandma say that you want to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Math used to be my favorite subject, so I'm glad that I am investing in the stock market. And when it comes to my company, I was able to build it, learning information from my lawyer. So I guess numbers are a part of me, even though I try to run away from numbers in the past. I guess I can't outrun numbers. I'm gonna stay with me. Yeah. At one point, I was like, man, numbers. But I used to love it when I was a kid, and I just got to a point where, like, man, get me away from these numbers.
So got annoying. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But now I'm like, number me up again.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So anything you want to add, man, before we dip out?
No, not really. Touched up on. Well, we I mean, I asked more questions when we get with Alan and stuff.
Yeah, Alan's
The more opinion.
yeah, Alan's the research guy. He loves his research. You know, the funny thing is I was researching a lot, you know, and he just started motivating me to start researching because he's researching. You know, so I'm like, I got some help. So sent him some things I researched the other day, and I'm gonna send him some more.
I mean, I have a question. Unless you wanna answer real quick. Uh, the what is like? I know all like basically most of those stocks you were saying was kind of like long term. What kind of makes you? What's the definition of a day trader? Like what considers you of a day trader?
First, a day trader, you have to have 25,000 or more. You know, in Robinhood, you know, 25,000 dollars or more. So as a day trader, you have to have thousands of dollars. You know, because you could lose quickly. So let's just say you put $5,000 into a stock, you can lose your $5,000 quickly. You know, so you need to have a certain amount of money to be able to, you know, trade at that level. You know, now being a day trader is tricky. Day trader to me is like gambling. You know, so I don't participate in day trading.
You don't recommend it?
I don't recommend it unless somebody is great at it, you know, did their homework. So I don't knock anybody that does it, but I don't recommend it for myself. Not that I don't recommend it for you. You know, each and every one of us is different. And some day traders are making good money, but if you're a beginner trying to become like a day trader, you might be turned off because you're losing money. You know, same thing go for people who invest in the stock market. They can invest a small amount and still get turned off because they're not winning. They're literally losing their money because they don't know how to really maneuver on the stock market. 1 second. Hold on,
You
Kyle.
finish what you're doing?
Hold on, Kyle.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was saying, let me plug up this phone. Phone's dying. Hmm. 1 second. Yeah, I'm seem a little slow tonight because, as I say, you know, just sitting here talking to you, building up watch hours, I'm a little slow today. Dragging. I've been dragging from I came on, but it is what it is. Yeah. It helps to have company too, you know, like
Yeah.
or Andrew. Andrew, you meet Andrew. Andrew is he can carry too. What I mean by that is, you know, entertain. Yeah. Yeah, some people are enthused and you know, like they have the energy. Sometimes my energy can be low based off of being tired and stuff like that. Not saying our energy is low, but you know. Yep. I'm a people person, so I'm great around people. Yep. But yeah, what was we saying? What was
Uh,
that?
about the day trading.
Yeah. So I'm saying I don't knock anybody for doing it. You know, that's their thing, that's their thing. But day trading is not for me. You know, who to tell later on, I may try day trading, but I doubt it. But I don't put anything, I won't say no to it, but not right now. And
Mm.
I say not right now because I'm more of a long-term investor because I'm the type of person that likes to see things grow slow. When I had my son, I had an opportunity to train him about life at a pace where I know 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 52 weeks, 1 year. You get what I'm saying? I understand how the world turns. So I'm not trying to rush nothing. Now, during the process of trying to get to where you're going, whether it's from age 1 to age 2, I want to accomplish a lot within those days, weeks, and months and years. I want to accomplish a lot before that year is out. So I'm of the mindset that today matters and tomorrow won't get here. Well, it will, but your tomorrow is determined from what you're doing today. So I kind of look at life as stairs where I'm trying to climb the first stair. I'm not trying to jump to the top of the stairs. I'm trying to climb stair number 1, stair number 2, stair number 3. If I can be at 1 and skip 2, 3, 4, and 5 and jump to 6, then that means I can make it. But I'm not going to break a leg trying to jump way up there and hurt myself. So I'm looking at understanding what I knew Apple wasn't going to go from $1 and change to where it's at now. So I wasn't looking to make a killing in Apple in its early stage. So I'm a long-term investor for that reason. Now it's a different time we live in where things are manifesting a lot sooner. Things are happening quicker. Look at what happened with Zoom. But I still go in there with the mentality that I'm investing in the stock because I see where it's going. So I know for sure that with my long-term vision, I have a lot of short-term opportunities, but I'm looking at the long term. And almost all the stocks I get in is long-term vision because most of my portfolio, it's not volatile. And what that means is I don't eat, the more money you have, the more you can go down. So when you hear me saying my money came down 7,000 plus, it would be because of the amount of money that's there. The more you have, the more it's going to go down. It's not, in other words, let me go back to, let's just say when I had let's say I had $100 in my portfolio. My stocks are so good that it would go from $100 to $90. That's not much of a loss. If I'm at $200, it would go from $200 to $185. I'm down $15. If I'm at $300, it will go from $300 to maybe $275. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My stocks are great that they're not taking crazy hits.
You're not losing that much.
Remember, it's not loss. They're not going down that much.
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I do my research and I just take my time to invest in things. You know, there's people that invest in stocks almost every day. You gotta be careful of that because what you're doing is you're investing in things that can bring your portfolio down. You can bring you under, you know, and early on, I figured that out. That's how I was able to say, okay, if I have $100 and go down to $50, get rid of that stock. Research and buy something else that's not going to do that. I'll give an example. There's a stock that I really don't like, but it's maintained. In other words, well, it's Pfizer stock. I swear to you, since I've known Pfizer, it's been $37 a share. It was $37 a share when COVID came. It's $37 a share now. And I'm like, what the heck is this stock doing? It's like you just like steady, like right there. You're just staying the same way. So if I put $10,000 in there, it's just still $10,000. I'm like, what is that stock doing?
Yeah, it doesn't go up or down.
It doesn't go up or down. But you know what? That's a good thing. You ain't winning, you ain't losing. Because maybe 10 years from now, the stock doubles. So if you actually bought a lot of shares of it and it ain't moving nowhere, 10 years from now, because BioNTech is working with Pfizer to do the vaccine. So that's the vaccine that's on the market right now. If the vaccines actually help to get us back to normal, maybe Pfizer stock, and then let's just say it takes 5 years for us to get back to some normalcy. Pfizer stock can go to $70, but it hasn't moved from 37. It can go to 70 something dollars, but it haven't moved from 37. People don't got the patience for that. Think about it. 5 years from now, that stock doubles. But if you save in it, meaning kept buying shares, one at a time, and all of a sudden you have 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, depending on what you want to put in Pfizer stocks, but it ain't moving. It's just right there, but you know you ain't gonna lose. You know you ain't gonna gain.
You might as well just long term it.
But that's the point I'm making. Because 5 years from now, they double and they wasn't moving. That's why I invest in stocks that is not so volatile. Now, Bitcoin is volatile right now, but I'm of the understanding that it's coming. You can be volatile as you want. Because one thing I know for sure, you're doing the same thing that the stock market does. You're just not as stable as Pfizer. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in life, you got to take a risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might as well risk in them risky stocks if you want to really come up. So if I'm going to risk though, I'm going to make sure I do my research and go into that risky stock, making sure that that risk is actually a good risk. It's not every risk is a bad risk just because you take a risk. You know, so you go into a risky stock, do your research, believe in it, and that's it. But Pfizer, it hasn't moved. But like I said, in the next 5 years, it could double. And it hasn't moved. So that's why I like to invest in long term. Because look what's happening. I don't think it's going to stay 37. It's been there for a long time, but I think it'll move. But it's slow. It's very slow. So equal that to buying stocks that's not going to kill your portfolio. So now what I'm telling you is the stocks that I have, I watch them. I pay attention to them. And what I realized with them, and I had been holding them for a while, what I realized with them is they If Pfizer is staying $37, maybe 36. So Pfizer will go from 37 to 36, maybe 35. So it'll drop $1, $2. Never really see it do $3 dropping. So what I noticed with the other stocks that I've been holding is if it's like when Mara was under $2, let's just say it was 198, I would see it go from 198. The lowest I saw it get was like 160. So now it goes from 160 to 170. Then it goes over $2, like 210. And then it drops back down to 190. And then it goes to 250. And then it drops back down to 201. And then one day I may hear some bad news or something, and I see it go down to 140. And I'm saying to myself, I hope this stock don't go under $1. And then I'm saying to myself, okay, if it does, what are you going to do? Because that'll be the first time you see it go that low. And when I analyze the stock like that, and I see that this stock ain't even trying to go below $1, I just monitor it and I'm like, yo, this stock's going to do something. Then I go and research
It's
behind.
a fall, right? That's why, because
Huh?
hasn't go down, hasn't lost.
It goes down, but it doesn't go down too far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the levels that it's going, and you're able to check the charts, of the years and months, days, of the stock's performance. So you're able to judge from that. So I do a lot of that. A lot of my research come from the performance of the stocks that I buy too. I know even after research, I'm still researching how the stock, was before. And, so when I buy stocks, I still pay attention to them, still monitor them. That's how, if they're not performing well, they got to go. No sense in holding something that is bad for my portfolio. If bad news come, it's going to kill my portfolio. So I just get rid of it. So I could teach you a lot, man. I could teach you a lot about how to watch your stocks and, put the good ones in your portfolio. So I mean, if you research a stock and you want me to check on it to say, hey, what I think about this, I could certainly look at it and tell you what my thoughts are on it, because I believe I'm great at that. So don't let me saying that down over $7,000 seem like a lot to you, because to what I know, it's not a lot to me. May sound a lot to you, but it's not a lot to me based off of what I've been practicing over the last almost a year. I'm not afraid. I'm actually happy when I see that, because it goes to a new high. It's not there yet to that new high, but I can see that it's going there. I'm not back to where I was, but I can see that it's going there. So in other words, if I was 7,000 and change down, I am now 4,000 and change down. So it's gonna come down again probably. So I'll be 5,000 and change down in my belief. And then it's gonna rise back and I'll probably be down 2,000 and change. So now when I finally get back to where I was, I'm probably gonna blow through it and double. That's the patience you have to have. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Came down. In other words, if you have 100,000.
Hello? What happened?